Okay, so I think that's what you're trying to do. Now, this is a Phantom 7, it's not an 07. And the switch configuration for selecting active zones, edit zones, etc., is different. If you're having trouble and it's an O, it might be something to do with that. However, so this is how I have set mine. I've got the Phantom as normal. I've got several synths. I've got a Hammond expander that is on channel 5 and 6. 5 is the lower manual, 6 is the upper. I don't play both from the Phantom. I've got an RD2000 on the bottom, and that plays the lower manual, but that is the channels they're on. Virus is on 7, Peak is on 8, OB6 is on 4, Prophet 6 is on 3. There's a Pro 3 over there that's on 9, and an Iridium that's on 11 and 12. It's a bi-timbral synth. I don't play those from the Phantom very often. I tend to play them from their own keyboards, particularly the Iridium, as it's poly aftertouch, but you can. That is the point. So, initial scene. So now everything is as it should be from the initial scene. The first thing I always do is go pad mode and go to switch group. Now, I'm not using them as switch group. I do in songs. When I do a scene that's for a particular song, I'll use them. But my generic default setup is using the pads. And the reason why I do that is because here you've got the active playback groups on the bottom and you've got the active edit group on the top. Now, if you've got the edit group on and nothing set, it will play that whatever's in that zone. If you've got one set, it will play what you've got set, or which you've got set. But also, if you want to go from synth 1 to 4, if you do it manually, you need to go 1 to 4 and then off. And if you want to edit it, you've then got to move the edit. Whereas if you just use the pads, it moves everything together. It just selects the single zone and makes it edit and playback. Just makes life easier. So that's how that's set up. Now in zone edit, I've got everything set up. All the outs are set up. Let's just turn 3, for instance, onto external. Excuse the fingers, but I've got to do that to get it. Now, obviously, there it's now sending it to all outs. I don't. Now that's playing both the Phantom and the external. The reason is because I've got the RD goes out on output 1. Output 2 is my patch bay, MIDI patch bay. So let's go through these and make them all. Remember how to do that. Out to, let's make them all external. So let's squeeze the phone down because I've got to change 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 and 12 all to external. You just have to trust me that that's what I'm doing. Okay, they're now all on external. So they're now all on no, they're not that way. It is now. Okay. Okay, so they're now all on external. So we'll go through and change them all to there, to out 2, out 2, like that. Out 2, out 2, out 2, out 2, 9, out 2, 11, out 2, 12, out 2. So now all the zones that I have the synths on are all set to external. So if I now go there, it's going external on 3, external on 4. Now on my default zone, a default scene that I've set up, those are all named. We will go there in a minute, but this is just to prove that from a default patch it all works as it should. So 3 should be the Prophet. There it is. Cut off down. So that's fine. Showing it 3, 3 and 3. If I go to 4, switches to 4. If you look over here, they are all full range. That's gone to 4. Don't worry about the slider. It will operate the volume. It's just that they're 0 by default. That should be the OB. change patches. Okay, and we go 5 is the lower manual for this. 6 is the upper manual. 7 is the virus. 8 is the peak. You see playing with the lights, the voice lights. 9 will be the Pro 3, and you can see the lights on there going. And then 11 is the Iridium. So that's how I think you want to use it. They're on external, they're on the right outputs, they're full across, selectable from here, or indeed if I wanted to mix them together, let's play the virus and the Pro 3. So that's the Pro 3, that's the virus. If I then add the Pro 3 on manually, there we go. So I think that's how you try to do it, and it does do it from a default scene. Now obviously if I select a scene that's not default, my default scene, and then go into that group mode, now you can see they're all named. So 8 is peak, 7 is virus, 6 is organ upper, 5 is organ lower, AB6, profit 6, etc. I suggest you try default scene, but use the pads in switch group mode to change between them, because what that will do will take any differences between the O series and the F series, if indeed you are using the O series, because you haven't specified. That will take away anything you're doing on the selections on here that's wrong, because it might be that when you're switching them, you're not actually switching them, you're adding them. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I don't know your level of ability. I don't know how, but you're using a MIDI patch bay and external synths. So I would imagine you've looked at the RX switches on your internal sound. So I imagine you're pretty competent. But yeah, I would try using the switch group pads to force it to only play one at a time and switch between them, and see what happens. Failing that, yeah, have a play with yours, upload a video with how you're doing it, and we'll see if we can nail it.